Peace, peace, Bargani. Salam, Islam, Hetepu, Rahubat, Gino Lako Ninani, Chief Noble Bandele Elamin back again for another video. Today's video, we're going to be dealing with the Phoenicians and their relationship to Hebrew and Arabic and Aramaic, basically your Semitic languages, and we'll get into that. But first, check out the books. We have books you can find on Amazon, ranging from the Moorish Treaties. If you got the first Moorish Treaties, we got the second Moorish Treaties, which is a lot more information. A lot of the information that will be coming today will be coming out of Moors, Moabite, and Man. Then we have Nationality, Birthright, Jurisprudence. Wake Up Africa and get your own Circle 7 Quran, the Holy Quran, with the new Kemit version, so to have the footnotes. And we also have my Indigenous Manual of Life. So check them out. So let's get into the video. We're going to be looking at Phoenician. And the Phoenicians are important because they are the progenitors to their information about Hebrews and most of the Semitic people of that region. So when we look at Phoenician, it says that it's an ancient Semitic-speaking thalassocratic civilization that originated in the Levant region. And we know the Levant region talks about down here is Syria, Lebanon, Jordan, and Israel / Palestine, and most of Turkey. So we know that they're talking about somewhere in Canaan, Canaanite, or what you call Jewish, Israel, that area, same area. We know this. So it says, especially among Lebanon. So Lebanon is important to Phoenician as well. It is also concentrated along the coast of Lebanon and included in some coastal areas of Syria, Palestine, and possibly Gaza. The term Phoenician originates from the ancient Greek that is most likely describing the Tyrian purple, the purple robes, the purple color that they manufactured that cost a lot of money and became very high in status in that time. Now, it says a major export of Canaanite port towns. So this is the first time you're going to make that relation, that Phoenicians was a generic word to describe what they did, but the people that did that work with the purple were Canaanite. So the people really are Canaanite. Canaanite is a Semitic-speaking civilization and region in the Near East during the second millennium. Okay, so, you hear about it in the Bible and all them places as well, but Canaanite is Phoenician. So let's get that straight. Now let's look at Phoenician a little further. We look at the Phoenician alphabet. So because the Phoenician alphabet is really the first alphabet that you'll find. So you'll find that Jews and Arabs had to follow off of Phoenician alphabet. So it says that it's consisting of 22 consonants, letters, leaving vowel sounds explicit, although certain late varieties use montres lectionis for some vowels. It says the Phoenician alphabet is also called early linear script in a Semitic context because of its early development of the pictographic Proto and Old Canaanite script into a linear alphabetic script, also marking the transfer from a multi-directional writing system where a variety of writing directions occurred to a regulated horizontal right to left script. So the Phoenician script is based off of Canaanite script, based off of the pictorial version of the script. Pictorial, hieroglyphics, coming from, their relationship with even ancient Kemit. Okay? So it says, look, in the early Iron Age, okay, the Phoenician alphabet was used to write Northwest Semitic languages, more specifically, early Phoenician, Moabite, Ammonite, Edomite, Hebrew, and Old Aramaic. So there we have it. The alphabet, or that script, was used to create the script that is later to be known as Hebrew. So let's look at it. Look at ancient Phoenician, look at ancient Hebrew. A, B, G, or D, E, F, all the way down to basically F, kind of, but E. All of them look the same. Hebrew, Phoenician. I mean, they're very close. Okay? Very close. So you can see the relationship. So let's keep looking. Now, what's interesting about Arabic, you're going to find out that it is a Semitic language. Okay? That first emerged in the 1st to 4th century CE. What are we talking about? When they say CE, Common Era, so we're talking about what Christians would call AD, after the death, or Anno Donato, which is basically signifying that this was the 1st century. So, after, this is like sometime around after, Jesus might be, allegedly that storyline comes around this time. So Arabic is not even that old. It's not as old as Hebrew, or better yet, Phoenician script. But there's a relationship to that. Because, let's look. This right here, Arab of America, Great Post, but he goes into something talking about the cities were built by the first wave of Canaanite. So like in Lebanon, they attribute the first inhabitants to being Canaanite. Now they have Arab historians all write that immigrating from the Arabian Peninsula, this first wave of immigrants became known as Canaanites, a name derived from 3 Arabic words, Kan, Kana, and Kanha, all having the same meaning. Hence, the first wave of immigrants was named Canaanites because they settled on the coastal lowlands of the greater Syrian coast. So you can see right there, I mean, these were the Phoenicians going out, what will be later called Phoenicians. But these were the first Phoenicians, if you will, going out and spreading out. Okay. Historians consider the first wave of Canaanite immigration a pathfinder for the second wave. So you got Canaanites coming. And it says the Canaanites who later came to be known as Phoenician. The name Phoenician was not what the second wave of Canaanites called themselves, but it was given to them by the Greeks. So that name is just a Greek name. We understand that. Phoenicians is like a generic term that they use to call these Canaanite people. We understand that. But there was that connection between Canaanite, Phoenician, and its relationship to the Arabian Peninsula. So it was bringing a lot of different information. Particularly, it brought that script. So let's look one more thing. Just looking at the identity of people that live there. This is an article that basically talks about Phoenician. I thought this was just interesting. And so it says right here, this person, Phoenician or Arab, a never-ending debate in Lebanon. So this person was saying, I am a Phoenician. Okay? Saying right here, I am a Phoenician, not an Arab. Asserts that this is about 10 years ago. Asserts a 20-year-old Lebanese student, Rebecca Yazbek. And that name doesn't even sound Arabic. That sounds like something else, like ancient, more ancient. It says, when asked to define her identity with nothing more than conviction to back her claim. But these fellow Lebanese feel different. There is no question that we are Arab, said a 50-year-old chauffeur. We live in an Arab environment. A debate over national identity rages in Lebanon since the start of the 20th century. Okay, so that's interesting right there. It's a dominant Christian sect in the multi-confessional country claiming direct ancestry from the Phoenicians in a bid to stand apart of the largely Muslim Middle East. So the Phoenicians were, seafaring people. It talks about that. Tradesmen, credited with creating the first widely used alphabet. Okay. It says here that you can be Christian, a Muslim or Christian, and carry Phoenician signature. So people in Lebanon still connect themselves to Phoenician to this day. They say at least 30% of Lebanese, regardless of religion, have a genetic stamp that bears the mark of Phoenicians. 30% still to this day. Very, very interesting. Okay, thousands of years ago, there's still so many traces of Phoenician genes. You see? Now, it goes further than this. I'm trying to go down further because it was saying something else. It says right here, the ancient Phoenicians traversed the seas as early as 1200 BC, passing through what is known today as Lebanon, Spain, Morocco, Cyprus, and Carthage, a thriving city which founded in modern-day Tunisia. Lebanese port city of Tyre was the main city-state of Phoenicia. Historians argue that while Lebanese today agree on the fact that they are Lebanese, they differ in their common identity. Okay, so, I'm not going to get into it more, but you can maybe find the article and look at it. So what's important, though, is that you see a connection with the Lebanese based on historical elements and based on the people that live in Lebanon, that their ancient heritage really is Phoenician. The Phoenicians, like they said, were seafarers, so they were able to travel across various areas, and with them they brought that information of the alphabet with them. There was something else here I wanted to say about them. It says the Phoenicians made the Canaanite alphabet their own and carried it to Europe, with the Greeks borrowed it. So everybody borrowed it. And that's the thing you'll find. Even they say it, the Canaanite system. It's a Canaanite system that provided writing systems Phoenician traders needed for keeping record. So we see the connection with the Phoenician and Canaanite and how that knowledge, that language system spread and impacted all of them. So when we talk about Arabs or Hebrews finding their language far in different places, it's more likely that it's Phoenician than it is Hebrew. But until then, that's all we got time for. Peace and love. Tutan Nana. I'm out.